What is going on, everybody? Naughty Perez here with another video. A little different than normal, not a gaming video. It's not exactly a tier list video either. It's more of a team video. I'm creating a Pokemon Dream Team. Now, what I mean by that is the Pokemon that I would use that are built of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Now, I want to get one thing off my chest real fast. I am not a competitive Pokemon player. Don't think that I am. I'm not going to sit here and throw the stats out of, like, this is the best competitive Pokemon out there. That ain't me. I play Pokemon for fun, and that is that. What I'm going to be doing on this video is talking about my favorite Pokemon, who is obviously on my team, what generation they are from, the moveset that they will have, and I'm going to break down why I would pick each move. The overall looks and design of the Pokemon and what I like and dislike about them, and how I'd use them within like the Pokemon universe if I were to travel to the Pokemon universe. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video and get started. Alright, so the very first Pokemon we're going to talk about is this guy right there. This is Sharpedo. This is my very favorite Pokemon of all time. I actually have a Sharpedo tattoo right there. Yeah. This Sharpedo was introduced in Generation 3, and he is a water and dark type. He is weak to electricity, grass, fighting, bug, and fairy. He does have a lot of weaknesses, but I think he makes up for it in his strength and speed. He's a really cool Pokemon. Like I said, he's my favorite Pokemon of all time. The moveset I would use is these guys right here. Boom. I would use Night Slash, which is 70 hit points of physical damage. The reason why I picked Night Slash over Crunch is because it has a high critical hit ratio. The next one is Liquidation, is 85 physical. And one reason why I picked that move over some of the other water moves is it may also lower the enemy's defense, which I think is pretty helpful. And the next move is Aqua Jet. Now, Aqua Jet, in my opinion, is very important for any Sharpedo player because Aqua Jet, even though Sharpedo is fast, he may not be faster than some of his opponents. So Aqua Jet always goes first. So it does 40 physical and it always goes first. I think that's super important. And the very last one is, unfortunately, Sharpedo is kind of a glass cannon, which means that he has very high attacks, but very low defense. And one thing that can mean is that he will be hit and one-shotted and died. So I use Substitute as the final move to kind of throw Substitute out there and take a hit for me so I could just immediately next turn just demolish my opponents. And those are the moves I choose for Sharpedo. So with Sharpedo, one of the things I like about it are its looks. I think that Sharpedo is really cool looking. It's basically a shark torpedo. It's in the name, obviously. I love the giant mouth. I love that it's a small, it has no tail. It's just like, it looks like it's just like about to bounce, like freaking shoot right at you and destroy your opponents. I love the giant X on its head. I think that's really cool. One of the things that I would do with Sharpedo is the reason why I like it, obviously I just said, is because of the looks and its power and how fast it is and how strong it is and how I would use them if I were to go to the Pokemon universe. They actually kind of did it in Sun and Moon, where you got to use Sharpedo as a riding option, as a ride Pokemon, and that's exactly how I would use Sharpedo. I put a little saddle on him and like ride him across the ocean and stuff like that. Do kind of dive in, Sharpedo kind of dive out. I think that'd be really cool. And yeah, that's why I love Sharpedo. Sharpedo's my favorite Pokemon, like I've said. And yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. Alright, so the next Pokemon we're gonna have on my dream team is Farfetchd. Farfetchd is a normal and flying type. He is weak to electricity, ice, and rock. He is also immune to ground and ghost because he's a normal type. So when it comes to Farfetchd, he was obviously introduced in Generation 1. The moves I would use for Farfetchd is Brave Bird, which does 120 physical damage. Now, the problem with Brave Bird, unfortunately, is it's a very, very powerful move for a flying type move, but it does a lot of recoil damage, which means it'll hurt me a good amount when I use the attack. Aerial Ace is the second move I would use for Farfetchd. And one thing I like about aerials is 60%, 60 physical damage, but it never misses. That's one of the things I love about it. I think the only time that move can miss is if your opponent is underground. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know the move almost never misses. The third move I would use is Slash. Now, Farfetchd being a normal type Pokemon, Slash does Stab. I don't know if you know what Stab is, but Stab is any type of move that is the same type as your Pokemon, does extra damage. And that includes all the past ones I've mentioned with Farfetchd flying type moves, Sharpedo's dark type moves, and water type moves. And Slash is a normal type move, and Farfetchd is a normal type Pokemon. So it does 70 physical damage, and it has an increased critical hit ratio, means it can also be more effective. And the final move I would use for Farfetchd is Swords Dance. Now, Swords Dance, what I like about Swords Dance is it increases your attack by 2 stages, which means that you could hit, after you use Swords Dance, the next turn you could hit almost double your base attack, which is also really helpful. Now, when it comes to Farfetch's overall looks, I understand that Farfetchd has another form. It has a Galarian form that they introduced in Generation 8. I think the Galarian form is just okay. It has an evolution Surfetchd, which I think is just okay. But I love the base Kanto version of Farfetchd. It's just a duck with a giant leek battering ram sword-like club. And it is awesome. I think it is adorable, and it looks like it could just, like Donald Duck, Daffy Duck style, immediately just lose its temper and beat the crap out of you with its stick. How I'd use it in the Pokemon universe, honestly, it's just a little duck Pokemon that I think is awesome and adorable, and it would just be my little friend who would follow me around. It's not big enough to fly on like Pidgeot or something like that, but it's also, you know, it's just gonna follow me around. It might deliver me stuff by flying off and doing stuff. For the most part, from what I understand, Farfetchd kind of stays on the ground and walks around most of the time. It likes to put its little leak in its beak and flap its wings, and some of the animation and the 3D stuff, like I think in Oraz and X and Moon, that's how it flies. It's adorable, but that's what I love about Farfetchd. So the third Pokemon on my team is my favorite Ice-type Pokemon, which is Abomasnow. Abomasnow is a Grass and Ice-type Pokemon. It is weak to Fire, Fighting, Poison, Flying, Bug, Rock, and Steel. It sucks that it's the Pokemon that has the most weaknesses on my team, unfortunately, but I love the Pokemon, so I accept it. It is also immune to nothing. It has no immunities at all. It was introduced in Generation 4 with Diamond and Pearl. So when it comes to Abomasnow's moveset, this one's a little complicated because it depends on its IVs. Abomasnow's physical and special attack are almost identical. So it depends on which Abomasnow you catch, and the IVs depend on if it's going to be more of a physical attacker or more of a special attacker. Now, if it's more of a physical attacker, I like to use the moveset Ice Punch. Ice Punch does 75 physical attack, and it's just straight up an ice attack. It may have a chance of freezing, but for the most part, it's just an ice move. The next move is Wood Hammer, which does 120 physical damage. The only problem is that Wood Hammer, although it has a high attack power, it has a very big recoil damage, which does a lot of damage to me, which is very unfortunate. I had a big toss-up between using Wood Hammer and Bullet Seed. Now, Bullet Seed is a move where it does between 2 to 5 damage per turn, or 2 to 5 attacks per attack. But the problem is that it's not reliable, because there are 25 points per attack, so you could do 25, 50, 75, 100, and 125, which does more than Wood Hammer, but you could also only just do 50. So it's between 2 and 5, unreliable, so I just went with Wood Hammer. The third move is Aurora Veil. Aurora Veil, when it is hailing, it halves damages from physical and special attacks for 5 turns. Now, the fun part about Abomasnow is most of the time, I'm pretty sure it's the only ability it has, is Snow Warning. So when you send Obama Snow out in the beginning of the battle, it immediately starts hailing. And that's when Aurora Veil is extremely useful. Like I said, it has damage from physical and special attacks for 5 turns during hail. The last move I would use for a physical Abomasnow is Ice Shard. Ice Shard is a 40 physical attack. The thing I like about Ice Shard is it always goes first. So say your opponent is very weak, it's in the red, and Abomasnow is notoriously slow, so I use Ice Shard to attack first and kill the Pokemon. Now if I'm going to be using a more special Abomasnow, I would use Ice Beam. Ice Beam is 90 special attack damage. Again, just like Ice Punch, it's just a basic ice attack that has a chance of freezing. The second move I would use is Giga Drain. Giga Drain is a 75 special attack based attack that also absorbs the HP from your opponent and gives it back to you, so you heal yourself as you attack. Now if you attach something called Big Root, I think it's Big Root, it absorbs more HP, so you heal yourself even more if you have that item attached to Abomasnow. The third move, again, is Aurora Veil, which you already know because I just explained it. And then the fourth move is Ice Shard. Again, already know, just explained it. Since Ice Shard is a physical attack on a special Abomasnow, they're most of the time pretty close when it comes to IVs for special and physical. So I just kind of figured it's probably okay to have it on there as well. When it comes to the looks of Abomasnow, I think Abomasnow is pretty cool. He's just an abominable snowman tree monster. And he's pretty cool looking because of the whiskers and all that stuff. He looks like he ain't gonna take no crap from no one. And he looks like he'd be really nice, cuddly Pokemon until you make him mad. And then he'd just take his giant tree trunk fist and just punch you right in the face with an Ice Punch. How I'd use him in the Pokemon universe is he'd probably just be another partner Pokemon who would help me out in battle, of course, and help me get through icy areas and all that stuff. Hopefully he knows his way around. Who knows how that works, but yeah, he's just another cool, strong Pokemon on my team. The fourth Pokemon on my team is Mightyena. Mightyena is actually my second favorite Dark-type Pokemon. Dark-type, of course, being my very favorite typing in Pokemon. Obviously, Sharpedo is my number one favorite Dark-type Pokemon, but Mightyena is a good second. That's why I wanted 2 Dark-types on my team, because I love Dark-type Pokemon. Dark-type Pokemon, Mightyena, is weak to Fighting, Bug, and Fairy. He's also immune to Psychic, which is also super helpful. He was introduced in Generation 3 with Ruby and Sapphire. The moveset I would use for Mightyena is, first move is Thunderfang. Thunderfang is a 65 physical attacking move that also has the chance for paralysis. It also might flinch the target, which also is helpful for stalling out your opponent. The next move I would use for Mightyena is Crunch. Crunch is an 80 physical attacking move that also does stab because it's a dark type move. The physical attacking move Crunch also can do flinching as well, which is also, again, really helpful for stalling out your opponent. The next move is Play Rough. Play Rough is a 90 physical attacking move that has a 10% chance of lowering the opponent's attack stat by 1 stage. One thing that Play Rough is helpful for Mightyena is it's a fairy type move. So if you're going against another dark type Pokemon, obviously dark types are weak to fairy, so you have a move against other dark type Pokemon. And the final move for Mightyena is Yawn. Yawn, what it can do is a status move. After 2 turns, you put your opponent to sleep, which is also helpful for Mightyena, just to put him to sleep so you can just start obliterating him with crunches and all that good stuff. So when it comes to the looks of Mightyena, I think Mightyena is a really cool wolf dark Pokemon. It's just a giant wolf. Who doesn't like giant wolves? And the fact that it's a dark type, it's black, which is really cool. It looks like it can be like stealth in the midnight hunting down other Pokemon, if you want to go that route, of course. It's just an overall cool looking wolf Pokemon. And how I would use him in the Pokemon universe is, if you don't know, Mightyena, I'm pretty sure, is a really big Pokemon, and you can kind of like ride him Arcanine style and ride him across like the plains and stuff, and use him for travel. Overall, he's just a really cool dark wolf, and who doesn't like wolves? My fifth Pokemon choice is actually probably a strange one that most people would not choose as their Pokemon, but it's actually my favorite electric type Pokemon, Electrode. Electrode is a straight up electric type Pokemon that's only weak to ground and is not immune to any typing at all. It's insanely fast, which is very helpful in battle, and is obviously introduced in Generation 1. The funny part about Electrode that most people don't like about Electrode is that it's used as in like the power plant, for example, as a gag Pokemon as in a replace of an item. So if you go to pick up an item, it might be either a Voltorb or Electrode instead of an item, which a lot of people didn't like, but I thought was kind of funny. Since Electrode is more of a special attacking Pokemon, I chose to use more special attacking attacks. The first move I would use is Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is a special attacking 95 based attack. It's just straight up an electric attack. That's basically all it does. I think it has a chance of paralysis. I'm not entirely sure. For the most part, it's just a powerful electric move. The next move I would use is Explosion. Explosion is obviously what Electrode is known for. It's the exploding Pokemon. The reason why I would choose Explosion as an attack for this Pokemon is it's a 250 based physical attacking Pokemon, or attack move, sorry. And the reason why I would choose that over anything else is, honestly, if all else fails and you cannot defeat your Pokemon or your opponent's Pokemon, maybe Explosion might take them out as a Hail Mary and kill you both. It's just basically a Hail Mary last resort kind of move. The third type move I would use for this Pokemon is Light Screen. Light Screen, what it does is it reduces damage from special attacks by 50% for 5 turns. Might be really helpful since the Electrode's defense is not great, especially its special defense. And the final move is Volt Switch. Now, like I've said in the beginning, Electrode is extremely fast. So this move will almost always go first, and if you're facing off against an opponent that you know you cannot beat and you want to get the hell out of there and not waste a turn, you use Volt Switch, does a 70 damage, special attacking damage, and it swaps out right after the move's done. You can swap out with another opponent or another Pokemon and bring them in as another option. The overall look of Electrode, I think, is hilarious. He has that goofy looking smile grin on his face like, "Grr," and I think it is hilarious. He's literally just a Pokeball ball looking thing with a goofy smile on its face that explodes all the time. I think it is so funny. Overall, the overall use in the Pokemon universe, just like the others, for the most part, it's just a Pokemon partner that would just follow me around. I might use them to like roll into opponents. That would be hilarious. I thought about putting Roll on the Pokemon as a joke, just to be like bowling at your opponents, but you know, not viable for fighting. But overall, yeah, it's just he would just be my Pokemon partner that follows me around. The final Pokemon on my Pokemon Dream Team is Machamp. Machamp is a fighting type Pokemon that is weak to flying and psychic type Pokemon. It is immune to nothing. It's just a fighting type Pokemon. It was obviously introduced in Generation 1. Since obviously Machamp is a physical attacking Pokemon, the moveset I would use for Machamp is basically all physical moves. The first move I would use is Brick Break. Brick Break is a 75 physical attacking move, and one of the special effects it can do is it can remove the effects of Reflect and Light Screen from your opponent, which is extremely helpful if you're going against somebody who loves to throw up barriers. It's a very strong move. It does stab, obviously, because it's a fighting type move, and it's a good alternative for moves that only have 5 PP. It has 15 PP, which is also really helpful. The second move I would use is Dual Chop. Dual Chop is a 40 physical attacking move that's a dragon type move. Now the reason why it's only a 40 based move, because it attacks twice. So it's technically an 80 physical attacking move. But each move, each 40 damage is its own thing. So if you can get a critical hit with both ones, so say you get a critical hit with the first 40 damage, then you can also do another critical hit. So you have the potential of doing a lot of damage just in one turn. It is extremely helpful for taking out other dragon type Pokemon, because I'm not a dragon, I'm not weak to the dragon weaknesses like others are. So if I have a dragon move, obviously dragons are going to get messed up. The third move is Earthquake. Earthquake is a 100 physical attacking move, ground type move, and it will hit if it hits your opponent and they are underground using the move Dig. It actually does double damage, so you'll be doing 200 instead of 100, which is also really helpful for taking out people that are weak to ground type moves. And the final move is Cross Chop. Cross Chop is a physical fighting type move that does 100 damage. It's a damage that has an increased critical hit ratio, so you can hit with more, plus its stab. It's just a really, really strong fighting type move for Machamp. I've always loved the overall look of Machamp. It's literally a roided up, giant four-armed, Gordo-looking musclehead monster, which I think is really cool. It looks like he could just destroy his opponent with multiple attacks. You see it in Pokemon... what's it called? Pokemon Pokken Tournament, when he just is just obliterating his Pokemon with tons of furious punches. I just imagine him just running in, doing multiple, just thousands of punches, and within a minute, with all four arms just flying, going crazy. That's one of the reasons why I like him so much, is because he's just a powerhouse fighting type four-armed monster, which is super cool. How I would use him in the Pokemon universe, honestly, like most, he's just probably going to be my Pokemon partner who follows me around, but he also could be useful for picking up things, moving stuff out of the way. He's just strong powerhouse. Even in the Pokemon Sun and Moon games, they have him as a ride Pokemon, so he kind of picks you up and uses it for strength that way. Obviously, HMs aren't a thing in the real world, so in the real Pokemon universe, so he would probably just be helpful for moving stuff, picking up stuff, that kind of stuff. And that's the reason why I like Machamp so much. So that is my Pokemon Dream Team. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun making it. It took me a lot of work and a lot of time to make the video, but I wanted to make it for you guys to show you what kind of Pokemon are my favorite Pokemon, what typing I love, which is Dark type obviously, and what kind of Pokemon I'm into. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment your favorite Pokemon Dream Team, so I would be really interested in seeing your guys' Dream Team. Thank you guys again, and I hopefully will see you on the next video.